you can give it to a lineman is you got to fumble it. He cannot take it and hand it.
The national championship for Nebraska.
Home run ball. Jackson has it. The All-American tight end is going in, and Oklahoma takes the lead. Here's Homer Jordan lofting the six-pointer.
He's got it. Lofted into the end zone. Touchdown, Nelson. Millhouse on the flip and into the record books, West Virginia.
Welcome to Inside the Orange Bowl. I'm Andrea Ocampo.
And I'm Dieter Kurtenbach. We're located today at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood, Florida for the 2014 Discover Orange Bowl Coaches Press Conference and Kickoff Party.
After an exciting 2013-14 season, we finally know the 80th Discover Orange Bowl matchup. Congratulations to the Clemson Tigers and Ohio State Buckeyes. The teams will face off for the January 3rd at Sun Life Stadium in prime time for the big game. Join us today as we break down the ACC versus Big Ten showdown.
Both teams played well this season and are now being rewarded with a trip to South Florida for a BCS Bowl game appearance. Danielle Lynn takes a look back on these teams' road to the Discover Orange Bowl, presented by Florida Blue.
The 2014 Discover Orange Bowl is expected to be a great game. The Clemson Tigers will face the Ohio State Buckeyes in what many believe will be the best matchup this bowl season. Two high-powered offenses will take the field in what could become a shootout in South Florida. This one will probably come down to whichever team has the ball last. Clemson brings a potent offensive attack piloted by dynamic quarterback Taj Boyd. The 6'1", 225-pounder from Hampton, Virginia put the finishing touches on an outstanding college career as a 3-year starter for the Tigers, throwing for 3,473 yards and 29 touchdowns against just 9 interceptions. He completed 67.6% of his passes and finished with a whopping 166.6 passer rating for the season. He is ACC's all-time leader in passing touchdowns, finishing the 2013 season with 102 passes, and his 11,526 lifetime passing yards placed him second to Phillip Rivers on that all-time list. He also ran for 273 yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. The Tigers quarterback has several highlighted real games in 2013, 6 times surpassing the 300 yards and 3 times throwing for 4 or more touchdowns. Offensively, Clemson ranked 12th nationally with 40.2 scoring average, and Boyd had a talented stable of receivers headlined by junior Sammy Watkins. Watkins has 85 receptions, 1,237 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the season for the Tigers, and earned him the consideration for the 2013 Fred Biletnikoff Award. He had back-to-back games against Maryland and Virginia where he totaled 22 catches, 332 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Tigers' defense doesn't get nearly as much attention as the offense gets, but they are solid on that side of the ball. Tigers' defense finished 17th nationally, allowing 21.1 points per game. One of the leaders on the D was 6'3", 225-pound junior defensive end Vic Beasley, who led the Tigers with 12 sacks. He figures to make things interesting for Ohio State's Braxton Miller and the Buckeyes running backs. Clemson has reached its 3rd consecutive 10-win season. Dabo Swinney is 50-23 as head coach of the Tigers. This will be the 5th time that Clemson will play in the Orange Bowl and 2nd time in 3 years. Clemson's first and only national championship came here in the 1982 Discover Orange Bowl. Opposing defenses have had a tough time trying to stop the Ohio State offense this season. The Buckeyes are averaging 46.3 points per game with their 2-head rushing monster, quarterback Braxton Miller and Carlos Hyde. With Miller's speed and agility and Hyde's strength and downhill running style, the Buckeyes have the versatility to attack any opponent. Hyde ran for 1,408 yards despite missing the first 3 games of the season and comes into the Discover Orange Bowl game riding a streak of 8 consecutive 100-yard efforts. Miller has topped the 1,000-yard mark on the ground for the 2nd straight year, gaining 1,033 yards and scoring 10 touchdowns. He's rebounded from an injury that kept him out of 2 games earlier in the season and has run for more than 100 yards in each of his last 4 games. Though he's known as much for his legs as he is for his arm, Miller is also one of the most efficient passing quarterbacks in the country. He's thrown 22 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions in 11 games while completing 63% of his passes. His quarterback rating of 157.9 ranks 14th in the country. Miller's top targets are senior Corey Philly Brown and junior Devin Smith. who are tied for the team lead with 655 receiving yards each. Brown's 55 catches and 10 touchdowns lead the team, while Smith has added 8 touchdowns on his 42 grabs. While the Ohio State offense ran for more than 4,300 yards this season, the Buckeyes' defense has been one of the stingiest in the country against the run. OSU has intercepted at least one pass in 11 of 13 games and are tied for the FBS lead with 40 sacks. Junior linebacker Ryan Shazier ranks third in the nation in solo tackles with 94 and tackles for loss with 22.5. The Pompano Beach, Florida native also has 6 sacks. Another South Florida native, freshman defensive end Joey Bosa, has been quite impressive as well with 6.5 sacks. Junior cornerback Bradley Roby has picked off 3 passes this season and returned 1 for a score. He's also a factor on special teams. He has 2 of the Buckeyes' last 3 blocked kicks, including a punt block he recovered in the end zone for a touchdown against Northwestern. These are 2 great teams with playmakers on both sides of the ball, but we'll find out which team makes enough plays to hoist the trophy in this highly anticipated game. Back to you guys.
As we mentioned, we're here at the beautiful Seminole Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood to celebrate the beginning of the 2014 festival season. What better way to celebrate than a poolside party in a tropical paradise?
It's an honor for me to represent Clemson. It's an honor for me to be here and represent our football team and our staff. We got a great group of people that are going to be embarking on your city here, and they're awful excited about it. You know, it's an honor to represent the ACC in the Discover Orange Bowl. This is, in my opinion, the best of the best. This is the 3rd time that I've had an opportunity to be a part of this bowl, 2 different programs, and just have great memories.
Had some great memories here a few years ago representing the Gators and winning a national championship here. And I know there's going to be a bunch of Buckeye fans come down and try to get some warm weather, some sunshine, and some of the beaches. So we're honored to represent the Big Ten, represent the Ohio State University, and play a great team in Clemson.
These teams are in for a great week when they arrive in town on December 29th. South Florida definitely knows how to host a party, and the Orange Bowl will showcase some of the great activities and sights this area has to offer.
The Atlantic Coast Conference is well represented this bowl season. As a conference, ACC has 11 teams playing in bowl games, included undefeated Florida State in the BCS National Championship game on January 6th in Pasadena, California. Congratulations to the entire ACC for an entertaining regular season.
Don't change the channel because we're far from done.
When we come back, we'll have a one-on-one interview with the head coaches for the 2014 Discover Orange Bowl when Inside the Orange Bowl returns.
When he thinks he's still 24, but his knees don't agree anymore. We are here for you.
When her chest gets a little tight and you need some good advice.
We are here for you.
When life happens, Florida Blue is here for you with a variety of health plan options, health and wellness consultants, fitness programs, local agents across the state, and much more. Florida Blue, in the pursuit of health.
Get ready for a lot more of that new plane smell. We're building the youngest, most modern fleet among the largest U.S. airlines to ensure that you're more comfortable and connected than ever. The new American is arriving.
Join us for Miami Dolphins summer football camps this June. Children ages 5 through 15 will be coached by former NFL players. Kids will be able to practice on the Dolphins training facility field as they develop skills in a fun and positive learning environment. All campers will receive Under Armour shorts and a jersey and will get to go on the field during a Dolphins football game. Winners of camp will receive a championship ring. Visit dolphinsacademy.com or call 305-943-7272 for more information about the Miami Dolphins summer football camps.
When was the last time someone dropped more than $800 at your door? Or you picked up nearly $790 at the corner gas station? For Miami Herald readers, it was last Sunday and every Sunday. Because each week, the Sunday Miami Herald is packed with hundreds of dollars in store coupons. Use them regularly and the savings add up. Big time. Serious coupon savings. Another reason it just wouldn't be Sunday without the Sunday Miami Herald.
Welcome back to the show. The 2014 Discover Orange will feature two great coaches, Ohio State's Urban Meyer and Clemson's Dabo Swinney.
Both men have appeared in memorable bowl games in South Florida as head coaches. Swinney's Tigers were part of a record-breaking shootout with West Virginia in the 2012 Discover Orange Bowl, and Meyer led the Florida Gators to a blowout win over Oklahoma in the 2009 BCS National Championship game. I spoke with both men about their team and the January 3rd showdown. Dieter Kurtenbach here with Clemson coach Dabo Swinney. Dabo, back at the Orange Bowl, second time in 3 years, has to be a great accomplishment for your team.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be chosen by the Discover Orange Bowl, and our guys are awful excited about the matchup, to get a chance to play Ohio State, who very possibly could be the best team in the country, is a great honor and a great challenge for us, but we're looking forward to it.
I imagine Ohio State 24 out of their last 25 games. A nice marker for a team that's had a lot of challenges so far this year. You guys played a really tough schedule and came out in a BCS Bowl. It's got to be an accomplishment already. How do you push it to the next level here during practices?
Well, we've got a good plan in place that we believe in from a bowl prep standpoint, but the biggest thing is just to try to win the ball game. I mean, we won 11 last year, and if we can find a way to win this one, that'll be 11 back-to-back for the first time in the history of our school. So for us, we're still trying to build our program one season at a time. We just had our third 10-win season in a row, and again, just really proud and happy for our players to have the opportunity to come and compete on the biggest stage. The BCS is the best of the best. We feel like we're one of the best, and we have an opportunity to play certainly one of the best in Ohio State, and you got to find a way to win those games.
Orange Bowl's been talking about a big offensive matchup, a lot of firepower. It's a lot of pressure on the offense, but you guys have one of the best, and the quarterbacks are definitely going to be the focal point of this game. Taj and Braxton Miller squaring off. You got to like your guy in that fight, I imagine.
Well, I mean, both of them are legitimate Heisman-type players. I mean, they're great quarterbacks. They both had great careers. Taj is won a bunch of ball games in the last 3 years, and so has Braxton. So great leaders for their teams. It'll be a fun matchup here in South Florida watching those two compete.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate the time. Here with Ohio State coach Urban Meyer. Urban, it's got to be great getting back to the state of Florida, site of your last national championship, 2009. A lot of great memories, I imagine.
Yeah, even driving up to Hard Rock and the memories. I remember Coach Stoops, a great friend, and two great programs, Florida and Oklahoma, playing for the prize. And great memories.
When it comes to this game, players haven't been in a bowl. Deserved to go last year, weren't able to do it. I imagine there's a lot of excitement around Columbus about getting back into a bowl game.
Well, we lost our last game, and they were on a 2-year run, and that I don't want to say the loss was gone, because the loss will be there forever. But when we found out we're going to play in the Orange Bowl, a BCS bowl game, South Florida, the kids didn't go to a bowl game last year. They're excited, and they understand who they're playing too now.
Right.
We better be ready.
Obviously, a lot of great matchups. You can go almost down the entire roster and say this is going to be a good one, but quarterback probably the best one. You look at Braxton and Taj, two Heisman candidates at the beginning of the year and two of the best players in the country. That's going to be one definitely to keep an eye on. Your thoughts on that matchup going into the game?
Well, I think there are two of the best quarterbacks in America. I've studied Taj Boyd. We've actually, Clemson and Ohio State, Coach Swinney and myself are good friends. Our staffs get along very well. We do a lot of work together as far as studying the game, and so I know Taj probably better than most, and the respect. And the thing The one thing about quarterbacks, and Taj would be the first one to tell you, so will Braxton, is that usually the better the quarterback, the better the supporting cast around him. And that's the thing that really strikes you when you watch Sammy Watkins and that crew play is, I mean, it's dynamic.
Should be a great game. Coach, appreciate the time.
In a few years, some of the kids in the Youth Football Alliance presented by Sports Authority might play for Meyer or Sweeney. On December 14th and 15th, some of those featured star players participated in the OBYFA Championship presented by Sports Authority at Florida International University's Alfonso Field at FIU Stadium. Check out some of the highlights.
First game of the day on Championship Sunday in the OBYFA was a matchup between the Miami Gardens Bulldogs from the FYFL and the Tamiami Colts from the Miami Extreme League. The Bulldogs would hit the ground running in this game, literally, as they give the ball to Shavon Wright, who runs it right up the middle for 15 hard-earned yards before he's taken down at the 41. And Shavon's not done running yet. As he gets down to the 2-yard line, Miami Gardens would cap off the drive with a sneak by Sedquan Smith for the TD. Tamiami Colts trying to respond, but it's the Miami Gardens Bulldogs defense shutting them down. And then it's Anthony Johnson Jr. taking the sweep left and doing work down to the 1-yard line before he's tackled. And then Sedquan Smith caps off the drive, putting the Bulldogs in firm control. Defense would stifle the Colts, and then the Bulldogs would just cruise from there as Shavon Wright puts it into 5th gear on the Colts, shedding a defender into the end zone. 49-yard touchdown, and he wasn't done, going for a hat trick as he picks up a 3rd touchdown on the day. Bulldogs are your OBYFA champions. Second game of the day was a 10-and-up matchup of the Miami Gardens Ravens from the FYFL taking on the Helping Hands Bulls of the NYFL, and things look good for the Bulls early as Jerry Cooper knifes into the defense for a 7-yard gain. Unfortunately for the Helping Hands Bull, they fumble the snap. Ravens recover, then they hand it to their main man, Travis Jeter, who gets to the outside, down the sideline. He's gone. Nobody's gonna catch him. Touchdown, Travis Jeter, putting the Ravens on the board first. Then it's Torrey Cox Jr. tagging himself into this offensive assault as he runs down the sideline and picks up 35 yards of his own before he's pushed out of bounds. Then Christopher Sweeting Jr. sweetening the deal. Touchdown Ravens as they lead 14-0. Then they hand it to Christopher Sweeting Jr. picking up his 2nd TD of the day. Then the man that started it all, Travis Jeter, bursting through for his 2nd touchdown. Ravens are your OBYFA 10-and-under champions.
If you want to see more from the OBYFA Championships presented by Sports Authority, tune in to Sun Sports on January 1st for a 1-hour special.
After the break, we have a message from a country star set to rock the stage in the 2014 Discover Orange Bowl halftime show. We also tell you about the other stars that will perform that day. Stay tuned to Inside the Orange Bowl.
Your wireless world is about to be rocked. Metro PCS is here. Everything you want, $40, period. All the 4G speed you need, $40, period. Unlimited data, talk, and text on a nationwide 4G network. Even taxes and regulatory fees are rolled in. It's the power of the period. Everything you want, $40, period. Only at Metro PCS. Wireless for all.
People wonder why I buy so many tickets to Orange Bowl games and events. Morning. Maybe it's because the dollars I spend find their way back to the South Florida community. And that helps make it a better place. For everyone. Or maybe I just can't live without legendary college sports and entertainment. Either way, I win.
When was the last time someone dropped more than $800 at your door? Or you picked up nearly $790 at the corner gas station? For Miami Herald readers, it was last Sunday and every Sunday. Because each week, the Sunday Miami Herald is packed with hundreds of dollars in store coupons. Use them regularly and the savings add up. Big time. Serious coupon savings. Another reason it just wouldn't be Sunday without the Sunday Miami Herald.
When he thinks he's still 24, but his knees don't agree anymore. We are here for you.
When her chest gets a little tight and you need some good advice.
We are here for you.
When life happens, Florida Blue is here for you with a variety of health plan options, health and wellness consultants, fitness programs, local agents across the state, and much more. Florida Blue, in the pursuit of health.
The Discover Orange Bowl always has great music and entertainment, and we have a message directly from this year's headliners.
What's better than good music and good football? I'm Dierks Bentley, and I'm playing the halftime at the Discover Orange Bowl. Get your tickets now.
Adding to the tradition of one of college football's premier bowl games, multi-platinum selling country superstar Dierks Bentley will headline the Discover Orange Bowl halftime show. Bentley joins a long-standing tradition of top entertainment showcased during the Orange Bowl halftime show. It's included Train, Jake Owen, the Goo Goo Dolls, Kelly Clarkson, Cool, and the Gang, Sierra, ZZ Top, and the Doobie Brothers in recent years.
Danielle Bradbury's last season's winner of the hit show The Voice will perform the national anthem during the Discover Orange Bowl countdown to kickoff. She will also perform at the Orange Bowl pregame VIP party presented by Bank of America.
Make sure you get out to the stadium early to see platinum-selling country music duo Love and Theft as they headline the Bud Light Orange Bowl Game Day Fan Zone, featuring the Xbox One Tail Gaming experience. Florida Blue is one of the Orange Bowl's great sponsors that helps make it possible to put on these fantastic events. We spoke with Florida Blue's South Florida Market President Penny Schaefer about their commitment to the community.
Florida Blue is a not-for-profit with a mission to helping build healthy communities. When you look at what the Orange Bowl does year-round, not just at the big game annually, it is about the same thing. As a not-for-profit, Florida Blue believes in building healthier communities through our involvement in those communities with organizations that share a common mission and vision. Everything that we do in the community that supports our mission is important, and the Youth Football Alliance is a way to look at the youth of our community doing something that's healthy for themselves, gets their families involved, and really does help build the health of our community. Florida Blue has been running a program for a number of years called Embrace a Healthy Florida, which is looking at the root causes for childhood obesity and trying to help fund activities that will curb that and will get to the root causes. As you can imagine, healthy nutrition is important, but also having access in your community to a safe place for recreation and for sports. And the Youth Football Alliance certainly represents that, a way to structure exercise and involvement. And if you extend that on to what happens to student athletes later as they get ready to graduate and move on to their college careers, supporting the scholarship program there continues that commitment to a healthy lifestyle.
We would like to say thank you to Florida Blue's Penny Schaefer for spending some time with us on the show. After the break, we'll go back in time for an Orange Bowl history lesson. Inside the Orange Bowl is brought to you by Sports Authority, American Airlines, Doctors Hospital, Florida Blue, Fox Sports Florida, Sun Sports, Hampton Farms, Metro PCS, Nike, Sparkling Ice, Sun Life Stadium, Miami Dolphins, the Miami Herald, Toyota, Wells Fargo.
Join us for Miami Dolphins summer football camps this June. Children ages 5 through 15 will be coached by former NFL players. Kids will be able to practice on the Dolphins training facility field as they develop skills in a fun and positive learning environment. All campers will receive Under Armour shorts and a jersey and will get to go on the field during a Dolphins football game. Winners of camp will receive a championship ring. Visit dolphinsacademy.com or call 305-943-7272 for more information about the Miami Dolphins summer football camps.
Hope will grow. Muscles will ache. Battles will rage. Faith will deepen. Greatness will prevail. Moments will amaze. Fans will rejoice, and new rivalries will emerge. This is ACC football.
When was the last time someone dropped more than $800 at your door? Or you picked up nearly $790 at the corner gas station? For Miami Herald readers, it was last Sunday and every Sunday. Because each week, the Sunday Miami Herald is packed with hundreds of dollars in store coupons. Use them regularly and the savings add up. Big time. Serious coupon savings. Another reason it just wouldn't be Sunday without the Sunday Miami Herald.
We spent much of our time on this episode discussing the 2014 Discover Orange Bowl, but now we would like to take a trip down memory lane.
This year we're celebrating the 80th Orange Bowl, so let's take a look back on the history of this Sunshine State tradition.
Hurricanes, floods, the Great Depression, and South Florida remained undaunted. Following the ruin of a devastating hurricane in 1926 and the stock market crash of '29, Miami in the early 30s barely held on as a remote fishing village, a wind-swept town that was unknown to most, basically a vacation destination for big game fishermen. Population barely 110,000. But despite its small size and considerable isolation, Miami's ambitious and some believed idealistic city fathers, led by Keith Phillips, who became the first president of the Orange Bowl Committee, and flanked by the mad genius himself, Ernie Seiler. Together, they worked hard to develop winter attractions and to spark national interest and tourism for what was then an unlikely place, the glades of South Florida. By 1933, the University of Miami's Hurricanes were facing Manhattan College in the first ever Palm Festival held at Moore Park. It was football in the tropics, or so it was billed, and the event would serve as the humble predecessor of the present Orange Bowl. An amazing accomplishment when one considers that the Hurricane team was so cash poor, 14 pairs of shoes were shared by 32 players. The first actual Orange Bowl Classic would be held 2 years later, in 1935, Miami versus Bucknell. After taking a few days to deliberate the invitation, Bison head coach Hook Milan brought 280 gallons of Pennsylvania's own water supply to combat the heat. Bucknell held Miami to just 4 downs and 28 yards as they claimed the inaugural Classic 26-0, and Bucknell back Bill Wilkinson scored the first Orange Bowl touchdown.
That's all the time we have for the show. Join us on the next episode for an hour-long OBYFA Championship special. I'm Andrea Ocampo.
And I'm Jeter Kurtenbach. Make it orange.